Hey, howdy, shalom, good morning. This is a beautiful spring morning in 2023 in March timeframe, and it's a historic moment for me because I am going to open my book that was published by Deborah Publishing and my sister, Sarah Williams. But first, I thought what I'd like to do is let you guys know where I got the idea to do this Homestead Hints pamphlet, because it's 60-ish pages long, and I intended it to be that way, inspired by, and I wrote it down so I would get this right, The Immigrant's Guide to Oregon and California. And it was a guidebook, a trail book written back in the early 1800s. Oh, and I forgot to write the author down, but I think the last name was Lansing. If you put the title into Google, you will get the booklet. You can buy it even nowadays. And it's called, again, The Immigrant's Guide to Oregon and California. And it was a trail book with information about making that trip out to California for the gold rush, or Oregon to be a pioneer. And the kind of things it would have in it would be maps and locations of water sources and places to like graze your cattle. Here's a field where you can graze cattle. It would talk about the trail up and through and around the Rocky Mountains. And sometimes these guidebooks, there were many of them written, the person hadn't even been out on these trails. They had read another person's guidebook and then made their own. And so sometimes the guidebooks were a help and sometimes they were a hindrance. This particular one, the Donner Party followed and got trapped up in the Rocky Mountains and ended up having to resort to cannibalism, and several of them died from starvation. So it's kind of like the Oregon Trail computer game. If you've ever played that, being a pioneer was a risky business. And these trail guides were supposed to help you have an easier time of this thousands of mile long trip that you were going to be taking on foot or on horseback with oxen. Wow, hopefully you can't hear that. Oh man. Anyway, let me get to my Homestead Hints book. Is the same kind of thing. It's like a guidebook for homesteading, and it's covers a lot of different topics and gives bullets of information, if you'll grant me that phrase. It gives specifics for finding land, what you want to choose, what your land should be like if you have a lot of money, the moving, closing up your accounts from the last place you lived, just all those kind of things involved in neo-pioneering. And Pastor Joe and I kind of coined that phrase, neo-pioneering, because homesteading nowadays is just like pioneering in the old days. For many of us coming out of big cities, we don't have any experience at all with country living. And so you are like a neo-pioneer when you decide you're going to leave the big cities, and you are not alone. There are millions of people now following this path as we get into, the 20s of this new century, 2023. And so this is my book, Homestead Hints, is meant to be a guidebook for you, to give you little tips and tricks to hopefully make your journey easier. And I thought you guys would find that kind of interesting. And it's interesting that you can actually get the original guidebook too. All right, so I'm going to get to opening the box, because I haven't seen these books. I've only seen pictures of them sent by my publisher. And I'm using a knife that a friend gave me. His name is Sasquatch, and it was something that meant something to him. And it's one of my homestead knives that I do like cutting cord on bales of hay and stuff with this guy. So you can hear that. And these books are from the publisher. I ordered 25 books. These are meant to be for like my relatives, and the first one goes Pastor Joe. He said, "You better give me the first one." But as y'all know, the very first book published, printed off, was ordered by one of my subscribers. I believe it was Teresa Jukowicz. She got 0001. And congrats to her. She's a longtime supporter and a channel member, and I don't have any ill feelings to any of you who pre-ordered and got your books in the low numbers, like Ken Warland got 007 and so on. So here it is, paper first, and I guess I could pick the whole box up for you to see. There it is, Homestead Hints, that's the one, by S.K. Fox. That's right here, Sister Kate Fox. And here's the back right here, ISBN number, which I had for a while and was getting really excited about. And the cover was designed by Sarah, but I wanted her to add a little bit of the greenery there, so she did. She put like some lettuce leaf and stuff in there. But a lot of people, you all commented on, you really like these chicken feet across the front, and I did too. I thought it was really cute. So there it is. This is a big moment for me. This is 60 years in the making, and it's years, probably 25 years of accumulating homestead knowledge, and actually even farther back than that, since I was about 8 years old when I learned to crochet and to can. So that's 52 years of hints about different things having to do with homesteading. It's so cool. Wow. All right, table of contents. I don't know if she asked me for a page to no, we didn't do a donation page, because if we had, I would have donated it to Pastor Joe and my kids. So, but there it is, like, yep, and it's got the copyright on it and pictures and all that stuff in the other page there. Wow. Chapter 1. So I wanted y'all to see this. I wanted y'all to know the history behind it and to witness this moment for me being such a big deal. And I hope y'all are getting your book. And if you haven't and you've been reading it, please make a comment on the channel. I'd like to hear feedback. I'd like to know what y'all think about it. And also just thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for being on this ride with me. And Yahweh bless you. All right. Shalom.